Welcome. Today, we're going to crack open the Professional Project Manager's Toolkit. We're talking about the specific strategies and techniques they use to bring a little bit of order to a whole lot of chaos and, actually get things done. So let's jump right in. I mean, really think about it for a second. From building massive skyscrapers to launching the software you use every day, how on earth do teams juggle thousands of moving parts? How do they stop it all from descending into total chaos and actually deliver something on time and on budget?
Well, the secret isn't magic. It's a set of proven tools and techniques. Think of it like a professional workshop with a very specific instrument for every single challenge you might face. And today, we're going to explore some of the most essential tools in that kit.
Okay, first up, let's look at the tools that handle the most critical first step of any project, getting absolutely everyone on the same page by mapping out the entire plan. And the hero tool for this is definitely the project canvas. Look, instead of burying all the important details in some 50-page document that nobody's ever going to read, this tool puts the entire project, the purpose, the scope, the risks, all on a single page. It makes it almost impossible for the team to be misaligned. See, by filling out these key sections together, the team is literally forced to answer the most important questions before a single line of code is written or a single brick is laid. Why are we doing this? What does success actually look like? And what are the biggest things that could go wrong? It creates this incredible shared understanding from day one. It's all about alignment. Okay, so once we've got that big picture, the next part is inevitable, right? We have to answer the two questions every single stakeholder is going to ask. How long is this going to take, and how much is it going to cost? Now, one of the most powerful tools for this is something called parametric estimating. This isn't about just guessing or plucking a number out of thin air. No, this is a statistical method that uses real historical data from past projects to calculate a much, much more reliable estimate for the one you're working on now. The logic here is actually surprisingly simple. For example, if you know from past experience that it takes your team 1 hour to install 25 meters of cable, you can make a really solid estimate that it'll take 40 hours to install 1,000 meters. You're just using a known unit of work and scaling it up, all based on real-world data. But what about when you don't have that perfect historical data? Maybe you're doing something new. Well, for that, we have another tool, multi-point estimating. This technique is fantastic because it embraces uncertainty by looking at a whole range of possible outcomes, not just one single guess. So here's how it works. The team comes up with 3 different numbers: a realistic estimate, a super optimistic best-case scenario estimate, and a pessimistic worst-case scenario number. The simplest formula then just averages those 3 points together. What you get is a single, much more thoughtful estimate that already has risk kind of baked right into it. All right, projects are run by people, which means you're constantly making decisions as a group. So this next set of tools is all about making sure that collaboration is effective, fair, and, actually based on good ideas. We've all been in those meetings where 1 or 2 people do all the talking, right? Well, the nominal group technique is designed to fix that exact problem. It's a structured process where everyone writes down their ideas silently first, before anyone starts talking. This one simple step ensures every voice is heard, not just the loudest ones in the room. And what happens when a problem hits? The pressure is always on to find a solution, and find it fast. But here's the thing, the fastest solution isn't always the right one. So how do you make sure you're solving the real problem? The answer is to follow a process, a structured method like this one. It forces the team to just slow down for a second and think. The crucial part is right at the beginning. It makes you define the actual problem and find its root cause, which stops you from just patching up the symptoms. Only then do you start talking about solutions. It just ensures the fix is going to last.
A project can have the best plan in the entire world, but I guarantee you it will fail without effective communication. These next tools are all about mastering that crucial human element of project management.
It's never just about what you say. It's always about how you say it. A project manager who says we're on track while frowning and avoiding eye contact is sending a completely different message than one who says it with a smile and confidence. Being aware of these nonverbal cues is absolutely essential for building the trust a project needs to succeed. And then there's political awareness. This is about understanding how decisions really get made in an organization. It's about knowing who has influence that goes way beyond their official job title, so you know who you actually need to convince to keep your project moving forward. The difference here is so important. Nonverbal communication is about reading the room, what's happening in an interaction, right here, right now. Political awareness is about reading the entire organization, the whole chessboard you're playing on. You absolutely need both to be effective.
Okay, finally, how do you communicate how the project is going clearly and, most importantly, quickly? The last tools in our kit are all designed to make progress visible to everyone with just a single glance. And for that, meet the project dashboard. This is basically the mission control center for your project. It pulls in all the key data and displays it as a really simple, high-level summary. It is the fastest way to answer that one crucial question: are we on track? The power of a good dashboard is all in these simple visual elements. A traffic light chart, red, amber, green, immediately tells you if a task is on track, in trouble, or completely blocked. A progress curve shows if you're ahead of or behind schedule. These visuals communicate a whole story in seconds. No long, boring report needed.
But beyond all the charts and all the data, let's not forget the human engine that's actually driving the project. This insight right here is crucial. Recognizing your team's good work along the way, not just at the end, is an incredibly powerful motivator that keeps everyone performing at their best. So there you have it, a quick tour of the Project Manager's Toolkit. From laying out the entire foundation with a project canvas, all the way to tracking daily progress with a dashboard. These are the tools that provide the structure needed to turn those big, ambitious goals into a successful reality. But the real power of these tools comes from actually using them. So I'll leave you with this question. Of all the techniques we've just looked at, which is the one that you could apply tomorrow to bring a little more clarity, a little more efficiency, or a little more success to what you do?